Hi, everybody. Welcome. I know you can just hear me right now. Before we start, I want to let you know today, for the first time, we have an ASL translator. We are super excited to have the service today. So if you would like to see the translator, please make sure that you are watching on Zoom. If you're on YouTube right now and you need the ASL translator, or you would like to see the ASL translator, make sure you switch over to Zoom. And then when you are on Zoom, make sure you click on gallery view. That way you'll be able to see me, the translator, and our screen. Our screen will be up just for a couple more minutes, okay? So if anybody can, I just want to ensure, can you tell me in the chat, everyone, if you can see the translator? Please let me know in the chat if you can see the translator. Yes? Okay. Wonderful. If you cannot see the translator, but you would like to, again, this is an option for you. You can click on gallery view on Zoom. It's going to be, I believe, over here somewhere. I think right here. You'll be able to see view, and then you can click on gallery, okay? So we're going to get started in a couple minutes. And before we begin, let me remind you that you do need a few things that I asked you to get ahead of time for this event. So let's go over them very quickly. You're going to need a plastic container with a lid or a resealable sandwich bag. So see here, I have a little Tupperware, and this is actually an old Tupperware. I don't want it anymore, but I'm going to reuse it for my first aid kit. You're also going to need some Sharpies to decorate your first aid kit. You're going to need some Band-Aids. So that's adhesive bandages in different sizes and different colors. You're also going to need some waterproof Band-Aids. You're going to need alcohol wipes, hand sanitizer, a lollipop, an ice pack, and a brown paper bag. Now, these are not everything you need in a first aid kit, but you can add more stuff if you want, depending how big your container is, depending how big your baggie is. So it's up to you if you want to add more, but these are the ones we're going to be talking about today, okay? All right, let's go ahead and get started. Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming. Make sure, let me check one more time. And somebody asked, do you have to get all the materials or can we skip some? Yes, you can. It's depending on how the activities that you do at home, that's how we will be using some for some scenarios today, but you can add or delete whatever you want. This is going to be your first aid kit that you're going to use at home, okay? So customize it for however it fits for you. But we're just going to have some scenarios today and you can answer some questions. So let me check on my friends on YouTube really fast. Make sure that everybody can see me okay. And then we'll start. Hello, YouTube. Welcome. And if anybody needs anything, we have Rachel on standby. She can answer any questions for you, okay? If you don't have a lollipop, that's fine. All right, welcome everybody. Raise your hand if you can see and hear me okay. Raise your little hand on Zoom. Right here, you see a little hand at the bottom? See 3, 4, 5 hands. Wonderful. Perfect. Thank you, everybody. All right. Before we start, how about we stand up? Stand up at home. Stand up. Good job. We're going to stretch a little bit, okay? And then we'll start. Ready? I'm going to ask your parents. Let's see. Parents, are we standing up at home? Standing, yes? Okay, good. All right, ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. We're going to go up, all the way up. And then we're going to go down. Good job. And then we're going to turn around. We're going to touch the sky. And then we're going to touch the ground. Good job. You're going to take your fingers. You're going to wiggle your fingers. And you're going to wiggle your toes. You're going to take your shoulders. And you're going to wiggle your shoulders. And finally, as loud as you can at home, you're going to shout, hello. Ready? Hello. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining. Okay, can you tell me, raise your hand if you have everything that we need for a first aid kit, or at least some of the things. We have it ready? Okay, great. So let me introduce you to a friend. This here is my friend Clumsy. Say hi, Clumsy. Hello. And clumsy is exactly that. They are very, very clumsy. They get into accidents quite often. And today we're going to help clumsy with our first aid kit. Are you guys ready to try it? Raise your hand. Are you ready to help clumsy? Okay. So if you are on YouTube, my friends, there is going to be a question popping up on Zoom. I know if you're on YouTube, you can't see it, so I'm going to read it out loud to you, okay? My friends on Zoom, there's going to be questions popping up. You can actually vote on here, okay? Let's try the first one. I'm going to give you different scenarios and different scenarios that clumsy is going to be in, where clumsy gets hurt, and we are going to help clumsy feel better, okay? Here's our first one. Here we go. All right. Scenario number 1. Clumsy is running in the park and they fall and scrape their knee. Their knee is now bleeding. Look at that. Oh no, their knee is bleeding and it hurts. What can we do to help clumsy? Okay. Number 1, we can yell and cry. Number 2, we can get an adult. Number 3, we can put an adhesive bandage on the wound. And number 4, nothing. It's fine. So I'll give you some time to vote. And you should be able to vote for more than one answer. A lot of these have more than just one right answer. So go ahead and vote. Vote, vote, vote. Again, my friends on YouTube, what do? We yell and cry. We get an adult. We put an adhesive bandage on the wound. Or nothing. It's fine. I'm going to give you 10 more seconds. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, let's end the poll. Let's see. One person, I'm going to share the results with you. One person said yell and cry. That's an option. 10 people said get an adult. Good job. And 16 people said put an adhesive bandage on the wound. Good job. So in this case, we want to do both of those things, which is the second and the third one. We want to get an adult and we want to put an adhesive bandage on the wound. All right, so why don't you go ahead and grab your adhesive bandages that you had ahead of time. I have some here. So this is a real first aid kit that we have here in the library, but we're building our own. So I brought it along and I'm going to show you what some of these look like. So it can look something like this, or it can be really big and it can look something like this. This one is big. So which one of these two can we put on clumsy? Can somebody tell me? The right, this is my right, or the left? It's going to be this one. Good job, because clumsy does not have a big enough of a cut. So let's see. I'm going to ask you another question, okay? We're going to go to the next question. Question number 2. Let's see. Now that an adult is here and we have a bandage available, what can we do next? Number 1, we sanitize our hands. Number 2, we open the bandage right away and put it on. Number 3, we clean the wound with an alcohol wipe. Or number 4, if the cut is not deep enough, then just leave it. What can we do? What can we do? I'll give you a few more seconds to vote. Again, what do we do now that we have the Band-Aid? We sanitize our hands. We open the bandage right away and put it on. We clean the wound with an alcohol wipe. Or if the cut is not deep enough, just leave it. All right, 5 more seconds. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. Oh, this is a good amount of answers. So 12 people said sanitize our hands. 8 people said open the bandage right away and put it on. 20 people said clean the wound with an alcohol wipe. And 4 people said if the cut is not deep enough, then just leave it. Good job. You guys are so smart. So guess what? For this one, first thing we want to do is sanitize our hands. Anytime we have a wound, before we touch it, we want to sanitize our hands, okay? So go ahead and grab your hand sanitizer. Mine is right here. It looks like that. It might be different. I got a small one for this. And next thing we want to do is clean the wound with an alcohol wipe. So show me your alcohol wipes at home. You show me your wipes. This is what mine look like. I'm gonna take one on the side. And then let's sanitize our hands first. Ready? I'm gonna put some hand sanitizer on. And it smells so good. I'm gonna dry a little bit. Okay, so now we have Clumsy's wound right there. You see it? It's bright red. We're gonna take the alcohol wipe out once our hands are clean. Take it out, and you're gonna carefully unfold it like this. And they might be different sizes depending on the ones that you have. Okay, and it should be wet. And if you don't have this, you can also use something like Neosporin to clean the wound, but you have to make sure your hands are clean first. And we're gonna clean. See, there's a lot of blood here. We're gonna clean it up with this alcohol wipe. It might burn a little bit. Oh no, Clumsy says, ouch, 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 ouch. But we have to do it. We're gonna clean it up. Now you see it's all clean. And what do we do after this? Can somebody tell me in the chat? What do we do once our hands are clean and once the wound is clean? What is our next step? Somebody tell me in the chat. We are going to put the bandage on. That's right. Good job. So let me get my bandage out. Okay. Where did my Band-Aid go? I just had it. I lost my Band-Aid. That's why you want to make sure you're putting it in your little container like this. And once we have it ready, we're going to put it on. And then Clumsy will be all ready to go. And see, a lot of my friends are answering in the Q&A. If you can please use the chat, it's a lot easier for us to see it. The chat is not locked. You should be able to talk to, oh, it is. That's why I'm so sorry. You're right. Okay. You should be able to chat with me now. Or the Q&A is fine too. I have it open now. Okay. Now we are going to put on our bandage and call it a day. Good job, everyone. Well done. Okay. Are we ready to move on to our next scenario? Raise your hand. Clumsy's going to get a little bit more hurt. Yes, we're going to move on. Okay. Today you got a paper cut. It's not very deep, so you didn't put a bandage. But you know what? You should put a bandage if you can, only because it can get infected. So little germs can go in your skin and it can get infected. So even if the cut is not deep enough, even if it doesn't hurt, it's always just better to be safe and put on a Band-Aid, okay? All right, let's see our next scenario. Here's the next one, and you guys are gonna have to vote one more time. Let's see. This one is water cuts. All right, here we go. Clumsy stepped on a shell at the beach. Ooh, they have a cut on their foot, but they do not want to stop playing in the water. What can we do? Number 1, do the same thing we did earlier. Number 2, do the same thing we did earlier, but with a waterproof Band-Aid. Number 3, just leave it because the ocean water will take care of the cut. Our number 4, put an ice pack on it. What are we gonna do this time? Let's see. See what my friends are saying. In the meantime, while you guys are voting, I'm gonna check on YouTube. We're all good. What can we do to help Clumsy? You see, Clumsy gets hurt a lot. Ouch, 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 ouch. We can help Clumsy. What can we do this time? I'm gonna give you a few more seconds, maybe 10 more seconds. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lavisha says, ocean water can be polluted and can get germs on your cut. Yes, exactly right. So let's see. 3 of you said, do the same thing we did earlier. 26 of you said, do the same thing we did earlier, but with a waterproof Band-Aid. Nobody said leave it because the ocean water will take care of the cut. And 11 people said put an ice pack on it. Good job. You guys are so smart. So yes, we're going to do the same thing we did earlier, but with a waterproof Band-Aid. This one right here is a waterproof Band-Aid. So what are our steps again? Let's see. We're going to put on hand sanitizer, right? Before that, or during, we can tell Clumsy to have a seat because we are going to take care of Clumsy. And what's one thing that we need to do before all that? We need to get an adult, right? Yes, we're going to call an adult. Help, Clumsy has a cut. Adult comes running or walking. It's fine. We're going to sit Clumsy down. We just sanitized our hands. And what do we do after that? Can we go over one more time? Always call an adult. Exactly. Thank you. Always call an adult every time. Doesn't matter what happened. Every time somebody's hurt, call an adult. Then we're going to get our sanitizer wipe. Remember? Our alcohol wipe. That when it's not open looks like this. I'm not going to open it because I already opened one and I'm not wasteful. And see the cut on Clumsy's foot? You see it? We're going to clean it up with either this or Neosporin again. And ouch, 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 it burns. But we're going to have to do it. I'm sorry, Clumsy. Okay. It's all clean. And finally, waterproof Band-Aids are super cool. Not a lot of people know that waterproof Band-Aids exist. And these you can take to the beach, you can go swimming. These actually come in really handy. I get a lot of cuts on my hands because I'm a librarian. I work with books a lot. So I always use these because I have to wash my hands very often as well. And they are super awesome. You're gonna open it like this. Good job. Take it out. And now that we have this on, how do we open the Band-Aid? Go fold it in the middle. You see this little tab? And pull that and make sure you don't touch this part. See that part in the middle? Do not touch that because that's going to go directly on the wound. And anything that you might have here, oh, I get little eyebrows on there, it will get infected. So don't touch that part. Okay, so we're going to open this. Only touch the sticky part. Open it from one side. And we're gonna open it from the other side and see it's clear. And that's how you know that these are the waterproof ones. And then we're gonna put it on Clumsy's wound, which was right here. We're gonna apply it. And Clumsy is all better. Good job, everyone. Well done. Okay, as we are adding things, I know that I'm using all my supplies to show you, but you can start adding stuff into your container. So you can, this is a very, very big Band-Aid. This is a big Band-Aid, you see it? That came in mine. So I'm gonna put this one in here. What else did we use? We used the alcohol wipe. Let's grab that one. And we're gonna put it back inside the unused one. Put it in here. And the hand sanitizer, you always want to sanitize your hands before and after you take care of the cuts. So let's put a little bit more. Sanitize hands. And we are going to add it to our container And we are building our first aid kit as we go. Good job, everyone. All right, let's see what other trouble Clumsy have gotten themselves into. Let's see, we did water cuts. How about bruises? Let's try that one. Next scenario. Clumsy accidentally ran into a pole at the playground, and now their arm is red and bruised. Their arm is not bleeding, but they say it hurts. What can we do? Go ahead and vote. Number 1, apply a bandage on it. Number 2, just walk away because they're not bleeding. Number 3, get an adult and put an ice pack on it. And number 4, sanitize your hands. Let's see. And the poll, the poll is in there. I'll read it one more time. Somebody's asking. Okay. Clumsy accidentally ran into a pole at the playground, and now their arm is red and bruised. Their arm is not bleeding, but they say it hurts. What can we do? Apply a bandage on it. Walk away because they're not bleeding, so it's fine. Get an adult and put an ice pack on it, or sanitize your hands. Okay, a few more seconds. Which one is it? Which one is it? It's in the poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see. 5 of you said apply a bandage on it. Nobody said walk away since they're not bleeding, so that's good. 31 of you said get an adult and put an ice pack on it. And 13 of you said sanitize your hands. Good job, everyone. So for this one, we are going to do number 3. We're going to get an adult. Clumsy fell, we need help. And we're going to put an ice pack on it. So the other answers were trick answers. We don't want to walk away. I think we all know that. You do not need to apply a bandage on it because there isn't an open wound. So we don't want to stop the bleeding. You don't need to worry about that. And sanitize your hands can be tricky, especially lately. If you want to, you can totally sanitize your hands before and after, but for bruises, because you're not touching the skin that's open, then you don't really have to worry about it. But if you want to do it for you and if you want to do it for Clumsy, that's totally fine. So can you show me your ice pack from home? Mine looks like this. This is an ice pack, and you see how it's kind of wobbly? That's because this one requires you to freeze it ahead of time before you use it. But if you buy emergency ice packs from the store, there's ones that you can actually kind of crumple like this. You crack them, and they actually get cold right away. Those are the perfect kind to have for your DIY kit. If you are going to take it on the road, if it's not at home, then that's the one you want to have. But if you're going to keep your first aid kit, like for me, I keep mine at the office, I can put this in the freezer and take it out when I need it. Okay? And what do we do after that? Let's see. Here's Clumsy. And Clumsy needed it where? Clumsy ran into the pole, right? And they hit their arm. Does it go here? No. Does it go here? Does it go on Clumsy's cut? No, right? It goes on Clumsy's arm because that's where it got hurt. And the ice pack will deflammate their arm, and they'll feel a lot better. Okay? Good job, everyone. Well done. Well done, everyone. Okay, we're almost done with all our scenarios. What are we going to do with our ice pack right now? We're going to put it in our kit. I'm going to put it right here. Like I said, this is one that I'm going to keep at the library. So this is actually going to go in the freezer, but for now we can put it in here. If you have the type that you can crack and it gets cold right away, then keep it in here. You can take that one on vacations or road trips, in your bag, wherever you go. All right, and let's see our next one. Ooh, this one's interesting. Let's see. All right, this one's a little bit more serious. Let's see. Where did Clumsy go? Clumsy's right here. We are not sure what happened, but Clumsy's on the ground. Oh no. When we went over to Clumsy and called their name, they do not respond. Clumsy, Clumsy, are you okay? Not responding. Even if we do not see any blood, what can we do? Number one, immediately get an adult and call 911 if you live in the USA or Canada. Number two, if I have my own phone and an adult can't help me, call 911. Nothing. They will wake up later. Or number four, freak out. What are we going to do? Let's see. Vote, vote, vote. Give you a few more seconds. Clumsy, Clumsy, are you okay? Clumsy is not responding. What can we do? Immediately get an adult and call 911. If I have a phone and an adult can't help me, call 911. Nothing. They will wake up later or freak out. I'm going to give you 10 more seconds. Ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll end the poll. And Lavisha says 911. That is correct. There are two answers on here that are correct. There's 3 people that said nothing, they'll wake up later. Let's not do that. We can't do that. 4 people said freak out. No, don't freak out. You need to stay calm. It might be hard when that happens, but stay calm and immediately get an adult. Help, help, Clumsy's not waking up. An adult will come over, you can borrow the phone, or the adult will call 911. If it happens that you are at home and the adult that you're with is not responding, get the phone and call 911. A lot of smartphones actually have, and parents, this is very useful for you. They have a tool where you can emergency dial somebody. When the newer phones will not will not unlock for anyone, right, besides you. So make sure that you have that enabled on the front of your phone if your child needs to call 911. So immediately we get an adult and call 911. Or if I have a home phone or a cell phone, even an Apple Watch, you can still call 911. All right, there's another question related to this one, and this was a little bit more serious. It's really important that we talk about it. How about we have to call 911? So Clumsy's not responding, and I don't have an adult that can help me. So I'm going to call 911. 911, what's your emergency? If you have to call 911, what do you tell them? Go ahead and vote. Number 1, ask them how their day is going. Number 2, ask for their name. Number 3, give them your name, age, and address of where you are. And number 4, stay calm and follow their instructions. If you have to call 911, let's see. Help, 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 Clumsy is not responding. I need help. What do we tell them? Ask how their day is going. Ask for their name. Give them your name and address of where you are. Or stay calm and follow the instructions. Lavisha says, you know 2 answers, but pick one. This one is a trick question. There's more than one right answer. Here we go. I'm going to give you a few more seconds to vote. Maybe 10 more seconds. You should be able to vote for more than one. If it's not letting you, it should, but it's okay if it doesn't. As long as you can tell me if for some reason it's not letting you pick more than one, tell me which ones are right in the chat. Because 1, 2, 3, or 4. All right, 5 more seconds. And here we go. Lavisha says 3 and 4. That is correct. So nobody voted. Ask them how their day is going. You don't have time for that right now. You don't need to know how their day is going. I know it's important to be polite, but in an emergency, you don't need to ask them how they're doing. Number 2, ask for their name. 2 people voted. You actually don't need to ask for their name. You can if you want to, but you don't need to know their name as long as they know your name, which leads us to the next answer. 16 people voted. Give them your name, age, and address of where you are. That's the most important part, and make sure you are clear. If you know where you are, parents, make sure that your children know phone numbers, addresses, that they memorize them. So if anything happens, they can call 911 properly. So give them your name, your age, an address of where you are, and finally, very important, stay calm and follow their instructions. I know that these situations can be really, really scary. It's happened to me before, but it's very important that you stay calm and follow everything they need to tell you, and stay where you are until an adult comes to help, okay? All right, and we have one last scenario with Clumsy. Let's see our last one. What's our last scenario? Clumsy is all better. 911 came, helped us out. Clumsy's feeling better. Back up. All good. Okay, here's the last one. Here we go. How about road sickness? You are on a road trip in the car with Clumsy, but Clumsy begins to feel sick. Their stomach hurts and they think they might throw up. What can we do? Number one, ask the driver to pull over because Clumsy might puke. Number two, tell Clumsy to hold it until you can stop. Number three, get your first aid kit and give Clumsy a paper bag. Or number four, get grossed out about it and you don't want to talk about it anymore. Which one is it? So one more time. Clumsy is feeling a little bit road sick. They think they might throw up. We ask the driver to pull over because Clumsy might puke. We tell Clumsy to hold it until you can stop. You get your first aid kit and give Clumsy a paper bag, or you get grossed out about it. Which one is it? I'll give you 10 more seconds to vote. 10 more seconds. Here we go. All right, and that is it. Okay. 11 of you said, ask the driver to pull over because Clumsy might puke, which is correct. Yes, you want to tell whoever's driving, Clumsy doesn't feel good, pull over, pull over. If they can't pull over at the time, depending on where you are in your road trip, might be able to pull over and then Clumsy can run outside and throw up. The other one, 3 people said, tell Clumsy to hold it in until you can stop. That's actually not correct. You never want to hold in your puke. That is very, very, very dangerous. I know puke is gross. Nobody wants to talk about it. We don't want to see it. We don't want to smell it. But in an emergency, you don't want to hold it and you can choke on it. Clumsy could choke on it and that would be really, really bad. So you never want to tell anybody to hold it. It's better if you puke in the car and clean it up later than holding in your puke and you choking or something worse. The next one, 22 of you said, get your first aid kit and give Clumsy a paper bag. Good job. So here, I asked you guys to get a paper bag. Here's my paper bag. And this actually, you can give it to Clumsy and they can, if they have to. Clumsy is in the car and there's nowhere for us to pull over and you told the driver that they need a puke, but they can't. And Clumsy's just gonna puke in the bag and then we can seal the bag and leave it in the car until we can pull over and dispose of it. And last one, nobody answered, which is good. Get grossed out about it. Yes, it's gross and we don't want to talk about it, but it happens to everybody. Everybody throws up. So if it happens, make sure you have your bag in your first aid kit. You're gonna go ahead and put it in our container. And we have officially put everything that we had in here. And this is my completed kit. Now I'm gonna put the lid on it. My lid is right here. Gonna fold it, put the lid. And do you see how compact this is? This is so awesome, and you made it yourself. Good job. Oh, and the lollipop. Thank you, Lavisha. So, Clumsy. Where is my lollipop? There you go. There you go. Clumsy was so good today. They did such a good job with all our scenarios. Bleeding here. They have a bruise right here. They threw up. They were unresponsive. And what do? Give them a lollipop so that they feel better. Clumsy had a tough day, especially if you're dealing with younger kids, you might want to give them that lollipop to say, hey, great job handling all the stressful stuff. And if you ran out of room for their lollipop, oh no, I'm sorry, you can get a bigger container. You can also use a bag. You can have several containers. It doesn't have to be just one. Okay, so actually I'm going to put my lollipop in here. And next time there's an emergency, Rachel knows that I have a DIY kit that I made at the library, and we can use this next time something happens. Now we're asking why we needed the Sharpies. The Sharpies don't go in the DIY kit, but these are so that you can decorate your DIY kit at home. Bye, thank you for coming. If you have to go, this is pretty much it, but we can stay and decorate it together. So the Sharpies, parents, be very, 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 very careful with the Sharpies. Do not let your children just play with the Sharpies by themselves. Make sure that we are decorating together because Sharpies do not come off. You don't want to get it on your clothes. You don't want to get it on your skin. You want to make sure that you only use them on here. I didn't put this in the description, but you can also use stickers. You can decorate them. So since we have some time, I'm going to decorate mine very quickly. And at this time, you can grab your markers or Sharpies and start decorating. I'm going to write my name on it. Let's see. I'm actually going to write Santa Clara City Library because that's where we are. Santa Clara City Library. See, like that. And I'm gonna put in big red letters out right here so that I know that this is important. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you liked it. We're gonna write first. See, first. Next one, aid. Next one, I'm gonna write kit. So I'm not gonna hold you up too long in the decorating stage, but what I will ask you parents is to please, if you can and if you feel comfortable, a big cross. Good job, Lavisha, you're right. You put a big cross right here. So we know it's a first aid kit. Good job. Parents, I'm gonna ask you, please, 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 if you can, send me some photos of your child's crafts. I'm gonna put any email in the chat. If you can please send us some photos of your craft here. I'm gonna type it in. Okay, I put an email address on here. That's Library Youth Services at Santa Clara ca.gov. I put that in the chat. Please send me photos of your craft. And also, please note that if you do send me photos, we likely will post these to social media. So if you do not want your child in the photo, that's totally fine. I just want to see what you created and how you decorated your first aid kits. And before we go, do you have any questions? If you have any questions, let me know. Let me remind you this way. You see that? We are doing summer reading. That's why we have this event. Our summer reading team this year is community heroes, firefighters, hospital workers, grocery store clerks. All of our real life heroes are being celebrated this summer at the Santa Clara City Library. So make sure, sign up for our summer reading program here. You can join from anywhere you are in the world. You can still join our challenge, okay? So go to sclibrary.org/summer reading, sign up. You can also keep an eye out of our events. We have some awesome events coming up for summer reading. So that being said, thank you everybody for coming. And thank you so much to our ASL translator who did an awesome, awesome job today. Thank you. If your bag is bigger than your Ziploc, you can use 2 Ziploc bags and have them together, or you can just upgrade to a bigger container or a bigger bag. But for now, if your bag was too small, then that's fine. You just use 2 bags, or you can use another container. And you can add stuff, remove stuff, whatever you want to do with it, okay? All right, everybody. Thank you. Thanks, Siggy. Thanks, everybody, for coming. Bye, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Happy summer. Thank you. Thank you. Remember, sign up for summer reading. Keep an eye out to our awesome events we have coming up, okay? All right, everybody. I'm going to end the webinar. If you have any questions, send me an email to that email address, libraryyouthservices@santaclaraca.gov. Okay, bye.